Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by Living To Do's review of The Shy, Season 6, Episode 12, called City of Gold. Before I get started with the review, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. So let's talk about it. Here we go. So, this episode was interesting. What did you think of the episode?
I thought this was a great episode, one of the better episodes in the second half of the season.
I would have to agree. This episode opened up with Bianca and Duda making out somewhere. They're making out. Oh, I think it was her place of business. How unsanitary. Anyway, she has her cigar lounge and she's trying to turn it into a place where you can also buy weed from Tiffany. They're going to be in business. So she needs a permit to sell the weed. So she's asking Duda to get that permit, and he's working on it, and he's going to get it from Victor. You know, he has Victor in his pocket, who's a member of the city council. And then as they're making out, Tiff walks into the lounge, and they don't see her, but she sees them making out, and she sees that Bianca's with Duda. I guess that's news to her that she never knew that was her man.
I don't think she was in on the whole private lounge late nights with Duda and his crew.
Right. Yeah, she didn't know that was news to her. And uh, to carry on with that story, she tells Bianca, I don't mess with Duda. And Bianca tells her, you know, what we have is not like a love thing, it's a transactional thing. So that's not her man. So what happens is Duda comes back into the lounge one day, and Tiff is there setting up her stuff all pretty like, and he has flowers for Bianca, and he wants Tiff to give them to Bianca. And Tiff tells him she don't like you like that. They were really a beautiful bouquet of flowers that he had. And Tiff tells him that what you have with her is truly just transactional. That was news to him. First of all, did he really think he had a real relationship? You have a whole wife, and you go and Tracy. So she's just she's acting like a woman, I guess, and thinking like a man, like that dumb book. But it's not love. But he seems to be hurt behind this.
And I think that he knew that it was transactional because he had the lounge during private hours. So why is he surprised?
Why does he think that? Does he think that he's God's gift to every woman, and they just fall over him and wanting him? That girl carried on with her day. She don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So the next time they get together, I guess that's her house. It looked really basic, but anyway, it was her house. So the headboard looked like a little kid's headboard. I'm like, where are you? And he gets out of the bed, and we see he's in bed with Bianca. And he gets dressed, and he's leaving. But before he leaves, he puts money on the dresser. And she's like, what's that for? It's for the transaction. So she knows where he heard that from. And
Only
so,
one time.
yeah. So Alicia's having a little get together and introducing Tiffany to judges and stuff. A lot of upscale, echelon type women there. And Bianca rolls in and she needs to talk. She pulls Tiff away and she says, all these ladies in here and all these people in here, we get places by helping one another, not about gossiping. Because she's letting Tiff know, I know you told Duda. Which was very interesting. Tiff said she was sorry, and Bianca says, I know you are. Oh my God. I thought that was interesting.
Some relationship.
Yeah. Nobody likes anybody around there.
Mm-mm.
So we had Brittany. she goes over to Papa's house and visits with her brother Bakari. And I guess Papa Mom lets her in the room, and he's sitting there on his phone, writing his book.
He was,
on
yeah.
his cell phone, and she wants to know what he's doing, and he confides in her and says, I'm writing a book. And she's like, you don't have a computer, you're writing that on your phone. And she wants to know what you're going to do with the book, and he don't know. He wants to publish it, I think. And I don't know what these teenagers, they haven't seen each other in a while, right? And she doesn't want him to write the book because she doesn't want him to put anything down on paper, creating a paper trail because of what happened in their lives. First of all, I don't know how long it's been since you've seen your brother. What took place in your life that you kids can't talk about? I know he killed Coogie or whatnot. I mean, you don't want to tell the world that because there's no statutes of limitations on murder, so you don't want to say that. But what is so awful that they can't talk about? I want to find out what's the dark secret. You haven't seen each other in years, so something happened prior to you guys rekindling your relationship that she doesn't want a paper trail on. And he's gonna write this book on his phone. She goes, well, if you don't publish it, it's just a journal. But either way, she don't want a paper trail. That's gonna be interesting to find out. It's very heavy Bacardi in this second half of the season, which I like, but I find that interesting.
I feel like that storyline with his situation developing is going to be something big in the next season or the end of the season.
You're right. It'll be next season. They're going to set up. We're going to find out what is the big secret. Were there more murders? Little kid murders? What are we doing,
Because as these kids develop, as over the seasons, you see they've grown so much. So
right.
What is in the near future to come?
So, Bacardi goes to Professor Elliot's house, and with his little phone, he wants to text pages or chapters to the to the professor. He looks at the phone. There's no punctuation. The dude, he doesn't know nothing about sentencing structure, paragraphs.
5-page run-on sentence.
And he wants the professor's opinion. And the way I see it, it doesn't matter if you don't know punctuation. You have a story to tell, right? You can talk.
You can learn.
Yeah, and a lot of people, you think people are really writing things pen to paper. When you have what you can do is you can have even a ghostwriter about your life too. You can talk to somebody and they can formulate it and format it in a way to present it to the public. So I don't think he even knows these types of things. But the fact that he's trying, the fact that he knows there's books, the fact that he knows he has a story, that's all good for Bakari. And the professor tells him to invest in a computer and don't text him pages, email. There's a lot for this young man to learn, but honestly, he's headed in the right direction. And so, Duda's thug, I still don't know this dude's name. I don't know how many episodes it's been. He is in a car and Duda comes up to him and he tells him, this is Britney's song on the radio. They're like, how is she? They did give her $30,000 to snoop on your brother. Did you do something for Duda? Because I don't know why he's been in this big, I got to get somebody to snoop on you. Why? The guy, from what you can see, has been basically loyal to you. So why do you need to snoop? Do you got somebody snooping on Nuck? Or anybody else? So what is it about Bakari that he needs to be snooped on? I find that interesting.
I don't know, but I think Bakari is the most advanced out of his group of guys.
In what way?
It scares him. I don't know. That's just my
you think he's advanced?
And he sees something about him that's advanced.
Really?
I could be wrong.
I wonder what it is.
Because he's trying to attempt to write a book. What's everyone else trying to do?
But before he knew he was writing a book, he's on Bakari. And it's like, why?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so Duda's thug and Duda, they want to know why Brittany has managed to get a song on the radio, but no information on her brother that she was paid $30,000 to get. So they pay her a visit in the studio, and she's going at it, recording, having a good time, eyes closed, in the flow, doing her thing, snatched the earphones off her head. They're like, "What are you doing, girl? Where's the information on what's your brother doing? You haven't, we gave you $30,000, you gave us nothing. What's up?" And then she lets them know he's writing a book. Book? Nobody wants, what did this Tim do? That you all don't want to get out. And we've known him for a couple of years, and I guess he shot Coogie way back in the day, but that ain't it. He shot Coogie for his own personal reasons, not for Duda. Because what did Duda care about Ronnie being dead?
I think he cared, or it affected Tracy somehow, did it not? His wife.
Tracy was never his wife.
Oh,
it was a girl he liked.
Oh.
But at the time, but yeah. You think you were saying that he had Ronnie shot because he was trying to get next to Tracy?
Bakari shot Ronnie, and Tracy was like, I don't know, involved with him somehow.
Yeah, they were seeing each other, but at the time I don't think Duda was in the picture.
Maybe not.
Yeah. So what happened after that? So that was Brittany getting the song. Oh, so I think so Duda, no, Bacardi came, I guess he was trying to steal cars or whatever. He got this fancy Batmobile. Where did you get this?
What's that? It's like a slingshot, the 3-wheeled car. You always see it on the beach and stuff.
Oh, lit up like that?
Yeah, I forget the name of it.
And how are you gonna steal that? That's a car that you gotta move it out of state because people are gonna see. It's a very flashy car.
It's extremely.
They probably have a tracking system on that thing.
Probably only one in the city.
Yes, only one. And I don't know why at the time he pulled up in the garage and Duda was having like I don't know, like what do you call it when you're? I thought it was a dream sequence because he was crazed, right? He looked like.
It looked like
he was.
Nook stole those blunts or cigars from their lounge with his transactional person, and Nook gave one or a couple to Duda, and he had his liquor.
Yeah, it was liquor.
And then Bakari pulls up after he's smoking and drinking. I don't know if it was him dreaming or what.
It was him having. I thought that weed was high end and it, gets you
extremely exotic.
Really nice and relaxed. I don't know with the mixture with the alcohol why he was acting like, what's the word? But just a little crazy, like when you were in
a little loopy,
drug induced something or other, and he was kind of paranoid. He was being paranoid because he's at the car drives up in the garage and he has a gun. Who's there? Who's there? Start shooting.
Then ask.
But then didn't he tell something about Bakari about writing a book at that point?
Bakari then asks once he has the gun up, he's asking for the allowance. Raise, and then Duda says you don't need a laptop or something.
And that's funny because he never mentioned a book because he needed a laptop for the book. He just said he needed a laptop, right? And Duda said something about don't write a book, or he mentioned the book. So it's like, who did he tell the book to? He told it to he told it Maisha,
his sister,
and the professor. So it ain't his girlfriend. It ain't the professor. It's the sister that he made mention. I guess he didn't know if he could trust her or something.
Earlier in the day, yeah.
As he was writing, right? Was it because he was writing? Did he say that?
His sister came over, and then they had that conversation, and then later that evening, Duda's asking him about the book.
Yeah, but at some point I heard him say he didn't know if he could trust her or something like that.
So Bakari's probably thinking it's his professor or his sister. I'm thinking.
Yeah, it ain't his professor.
Well, you don't know. You don't know. Duda knows
You don't.
everyone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But your sister's grimy, and she don't want a paper trail
That's
of
true.
something.
That's true.
But I don't think it's not set up where Bakari knows that his sister knows Duda. As far as Bakari, from what we know, his sister doesn't know Duda.
We've only seen Bakari's sister and Duda together once.
That was today,
Yeah.
or this episode. Yeah.
So they're not together often, so he wouldn't make that connection.
Yeah, I don't think. Or at least maybe I don't know. Maybe that's what will uncover this big secret. No paper trail. Okay, so what else happened? We had we had Emmett. He went to Tiff to tell her that Duda that Duda wants him to kill Alicia, and she's like, "What do you want from me?" So I guess she kind of made not kind of an introduction because he already met her, kind of, but I guess it helped Tiff get word to Alicia that Emmett wants to speak to you. So Emmett goes over to her house, and Shad is there, patting him down lightly.
Extremely lightly.
He's a pat you lightly. If the man has
pat on
the
back.
the pat, yeah, he literally patted his shoulders and arms. He didn't even do the waist or the legs, ankle, where you would keep a weapon. So if he had a weapon,
he said, "Forget it. I'm going downstairs."
no, you had a weapon and you go up there and you kill her or attempt to kill her, she's gonna know you didn't do your job, Shad. But he goes up to Alicia, who is in bed with a gun on the bed, and he tells Alicia, he wants me to kill you. And she goes like, "What if I tell him you told me this?" He says, "I'd rather be under your thumb than his." And she's like, "Why would you want to be on anybody's thumb?" So they get to talking, and she believes him or whatnot, and she is going to provide security detail for him and his little family.
It's quite a big family.
Yeah,
Actually.
quite. And you know about them other? Yeah, she knows about them other kids because she was told.
She's partially involved in that family concept.
So that he leaves there feeling good. He thinks, right now nobody's at Smokey's because it was shot up, so everybody's staying away. And she's like, nobody's that. I'm not. Before she kind of was going to be in business with him. Well, she was going to give him the money, and he's asking to be in business, that Smokey's is profitable, and it's profitable in New York, and they're one in New York. And she's like, "How do you know, Duda? The man told Duda just told you that. Therefore, you believe him. This some guy he's a liar. You don't know if he's telling the truth." And now he's so dumb when she points that out. He kind of thinks to himself, "Yeah, I haven't been there for myself. I don't know how well it's doing. In fact, you don't even know if it's there." So, she is gonna go over there and check it out the place, and he's offering her food. We learn she's a vegetarian, or she doesn't eat meat. Uh, so I guess
it's vegan.
Yeah. So I guess in the next episode, she's gonna go over there. She says, "Have your books ready." That means the accounting. Where's the money? Or how's it coming in? How much is coming in? When it comes in, where are your expenses? Are you in debt? That's the kind of thing she's going to look at. If you're a real business person, those are the kind of things you look for.
Make sure the books are clean.
Yeah, make sure the books are clean, and she probably won't figure a way to dirty them up. But anyway, so they're going to have a little business arrangement relationship. She comes in and she's getting in thick with everybody. So, so funny. We had a little scene with Shad and Darnell. And Darnell, he always knows what's up. I think what Darnell is a retired hooligan. He already knows the angles. He knows the jacket that Shad was given to was gifted, this leather long jacket like Shaft was from the 80s. And Shad, he's kind of proud. He has a jacket it's probably real, but it's an old jacket. Darnell tells him to check the pockets for coke because it's just so old.
80s and that time.
That time. Sean is looking the part with his all black.
Their relationship is hilarious. Those two.
Yeah. And remember, he came in and followed Emmett into the bedroom. He's standing behind Emmett, and then she dismisses Shad like, you can go, and he leaves just like a security guard. So he's security and a gigolo. That's what Darnell goes. Are you a gigolo? He's like, nah, dude. That's exactly what you are. You're a paid gigolo. Okay. And you're in bed. And I guess it's known that she's a criminal because even the way Darnell said, told him to be careful because he has a real good job, a handyman. You're doing a real service. You're doing good, honest work.
For
And
the community.
and for your pockets. It's good, honest work. When you work with Alicia, he knows that she ain't up to no good and all that. Okay, so what else happened? Kenya is working at Smokies. Her dad is the minister of the church, and she's talking to Papa, and Papa tells her that I'm going to take a job at your dad's church, and what she says was a little off-putting. She's you better be careful working for my dad. What? The abundance of tides?
It's funny how he offers her a job and then his dad offers him a job.
Yeah. She don't work for her dad. She's willing to work minimum wage while her dad has a mega church. Papa goes up there his first day and it looks like a corporation. All these people walking around in suits. How much money are you generating to pay these people a living wage?
And ride around in Maybachs.
Yeah, what is going on here? You're taking the money from these hard-working. They're below. They're poor. They're on the poor end of a very poverty-stricken community. Their nickels and dimes are going to this church, and then you see the church. All these people in suits and nice attire, working. What? Where are you? How many employees here? What's the overhead here? Why do you need so much? It's just really just too much. And this Pastor Z has a moment to talk to Papa. He wants him to speak at the youth, some kind of youth thingy that they're having. Which when they do that, when the youth program is going on, I guess they have praise dancers at first, and he's sitting in the audience, and here comes Jake. Jake sits with him,
looking like Future.
Jake, and Papa says, "Are you here for the first lady?" How did Papa know about the first lady? Did he tell him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are you here for the first lady, or his support? Are you here to support me? And Jake's like,
both could be true.
Two things could be true, man. Papa gives his little speech to the youth in attendance. After which we see Jake go back to the first lady. I guess she had ordered some shirts from him. And so we see that continuing. Bold people, just bold. You come into the church to meet the first lady and you know what you two been up to. And she's up there receiving the shirts. It's just so disgusting to me. I can't even tell you how disgusted I am about seeing that kind of stuff. Okay. Let's see here. We have Victor. He is labeled a traitor. He's voting against what the people want. He's voting in favor of the mayor, which he worked to get in office to be against the mayor, and he wanted to dismantle the police, defund the police, and his campaign. That's what he really wants to do. But he was, his hand was forced for some reason by his. He was informed by his campaign manager, you got to do this. You got to get in, fit in, do things you don't want to do so you can get in a position to do things that you want get done to better the community. So they have an open forum vote, and he puts his vote against what the people want, so they label him a traitor. And they're out there protesting, traitor, traitor, and this really affects Victor because this is so against what he's all about, and it weighs heavy on him. He's stressed out. Um, he confides in, I think it was Shad. He has a job for Shad. Shad goes, he goes, I finally got it done. I'm gonna get you a job with benefits. Shad's like, how much it pay? He goes, I already have a job. I have a job working with Alicia. Right off the bat, here is uh Victor saying, oh man, he knows that's not in Shad's best interest. I don't know why Shad can't see it for himself, but he's also whipped at this time because he's sleeping with Alicia. Um, and he leaves. Fatima, his girlfriend, comes in. He's trying to confide in her. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. This is weighing on me. It's weighing on me. And when they're talking to one another, the police come in and they said, Victor, whatever your name is, you're under the arrest for the murder because this DNA was found. His DNA was found on the dead body, or the car of where the dead body was found, not Duda's. And it was so crazy because he just stood up. He didn't even turn around. He stood up and let them hand. He didn't say like, "Man, what's going on? What's this all about?" Like a normal person would do. He just stood up and they put a handcuffs. That's how the episode ended. But other things went on in the episode, such as little Ronnie appears to be sick, and
Mm.
he's crying. I don't know to me, I don't know other than a cry. I don't know what other signs Keisha had to let her know that this child is super super sick. She just said he cried. I guess that he never cried that way, and she's very. I guess mothers know intuition, right? So her and Emmett run the baby to the hospital, and the baby never had proper screening. I guess from whatever you do for a newborn test and things like that. So uh, the doctor asked, "Is there any problems in the child's, in your past genetic history problems, like whatever, could be anything, a genetic mutation or whatever?" And they're asking her, and there's nothing on her side. The doctor's asking Emmett. He goes, "Oh, I'm not the baby's father." And then we have a little flashback about who the baby's father is, and it was the man that abducted her and raped her, kidnapped her, and impregnated her. And he is the father of the baby, and that, I'm sure, is triggering PTSD. She don't want to think about that. I wonder if that baby calls Emmett daddy. I mean, because he doesn't have a dad,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, the dad he has ain't nobody's daddy.
He
So,
fathers him.
huh?
He does father the child.
He fathers the child. He's concerned about the child like it's his own child, and he's the youngest. He is actually a baby. Uh, so what Keisha does, she goes to Fatima, Victor's girlfriend, because she worked with sexually abused people, and I guess some other factors or things like that. And I guess she wants to find out. Keisha wants to know if she can find out her abductor's past, his family, to see if they have any genetic problems that could be passed on. So that's going to be coming forth in the next episodes. I hope that baby's not sick. I just hope she finds, maybe she meets a member of his family or whatnot. That will be interesting, but I hope it's not a big thing. I hope we won't have anything really, really crazy. Uh, and what else happened? Was that it?
That was pretty much everything, I think.
Oh, no. Not Victor. Dude, I got a present.
Oh, yes.
He got this present. Him and I
Thing
call
number 2.
Duda Thug, that's his name. Duda and Duda Thug came into the garage, and I think on the hood of a car was this beautiful box with a bow. And
Duda looks like he's still off of his
He's
cigar,
paranoid.
weed, drink. He can't open the
So that's
box.
how you can kill him. Lace them cigars with something.
They'll
he,
steal him and
he would be so unassuming because you lace the cigar, he could just pick it up and because what happened was he the box. I guess he told Do the Thug to open the box. He said, "I don't open up your mail."
there's a first for everything.
Right. So they opened it. There's a letter. They said, This will be perfect for you in your casket." That is terrible. Even if someone's terminally ill, they know they're dying. That is, uh, it was a nice, I guess it was a white tie.
I think it has to be a gift from his transactional girlfriend or Rob's
Alicia.
mom,
Yeah, it has
Alicia.
to be, I don't think it's Bianca.
It has to be one of those two.
My guess is Alicia, because she would do something like that. And she would say something like that, because she's evil like that. I mean, it don't matter to him anyway, but she would say that to anybody. She's such an evil person.
Because who else would be gifting him a tie?
That's the only person who wants him dead. Emmett's not bold enough or smart enough. Emmett is so dumb.
Emmett isn't the smartest.
He's not the smartest. And we've learned that the joints that she has pre-rolled and she's selling, is she selling $5,000 a box? Would you say $5,000 a joint?
It's 1,000 a joint. And
Oh,
if you get
1,000.
a 5 in a box, I think she said it was 5,000 for a box of them.
It looked like there's more than 5 in there, but so $1,000
For that air gold.
for that joint. What does it do? It better earn money. Because
It's like that one steakhouse. Would they have that golden steak? Like, what is the purpose of a gold steak?
I guess it's like wine, and people can buy a bottle of wine for $10,000 just over the top. But you were in the city of Chicago, and
Spending 1,000 on it.
$1,000 on a joint, is that right? I hope that it doesn't even matter. I can't even believe that is so crazy. But for whatever it is, the way they act like those joints smell like perfume or something, they love the smell of it. So she has a cigar lounge, which I can't stand this. I can't stand the smell of cigars or or weed. And so Alicia comes in and she's like, "Smells like weed in here." Like, ugh, how do you have a fine establishment smelling like that? But anyway, that's not my world. Um, so I think that is it. I think everything. I like the way it's going. So we're building up to have explosive episodes, I guess, starting whenever. But that is it for now. Thank you for staying with us to the end. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We would really appreciate it, and we thank you in advance. But we gotta go, 'cause why?
We got living to do.
Bye.